Today is World Refugee Day. It's an important day to actually shine a spotlight on. Why is this so important?
There are 120 million people in our world today who are displaced from their homes. And they're displaced because of conflict, because of natural disasters, because of economic crises, and have been forced to leave their homes. Uh, this is contributing to hunger around the world. And we see the impact of displacement in many different ways around the world. So it's important today to take a moment to remember people in places like Sudan or South Sudan or Ukraine or Gaza or Syria, any of these many different countries where people are displaced in significant numbers.
Now, you had your own experience. You had the chance to visit Somalia and to actually experience this global refugee crisis firsthand. What was that like to be there and to see what's going on in this world?
I think the trip to Somalia, and I've had a chance to travel to many different places in the world, but that was certainly the most impactful trip that I've been on. Um, Seeing and visiting with families who've been displaced from their homes for as long as a decade, and with no real hope of going back, and stuck in displaced person camps where there are very few livelihood options, very few ways to earn an income, people struggling with malnutrition for their children, struggling to access clean water, struggling to access education, in what is really a situation where it's difficult to find hope, and um, and more people arriving every day. While we were there, more people were arriving, and so yeah, these are problems that are long term. People have been there for a long time, but more people are coming, and it's really heartbreaking to see the conditions that people who are experiencing displacement are living in.
We're sitting here at the other side of the world, in Canada. We don't think of things like this often unless, there is a spotlight on it, a World Refugee Day like today. How can we, who, like I just said, people here sitting here taking what we have for granted, help in this situation?
So I would encourage Canadians here to do a few things. I think we can learn about the situation. So we have some great World Refugee Day resources on our website, foodgrainsbank.ca, to learn about the displacement and its impact on people around the world, what it's like to be a displaced person. I'd encourage Canadians to pray for those who are displaced, for those who are hungry, to pray for peace in the world, because that's the biggest driver of displacement, for the thing forcing people from their homes. And if Canadians feel called, also we can give and share our resources to help those who are displaced and are experiencing hunger. We've been supporting in the last year about 275,000 people in contexts of displacement. Um, and often those who are displaced move to other areas nearby, other areas that are also experiencing hunger. And so working with those both who've been forced to leave their homes and those communities that they're working in to help address that crisis. So yeah, would encourage Canadians to learn, to pray, to give. All of these are things that we can do from here.
For those who don't know, and for those who've never really heard of the Canadian Foodgrains Bank, tell us a little bit more about the work that is being done, especially in situations like this.
So Canadian Foodgrains Bank is an association of 15 Canadian church and church-based humanitarian and development agencies. And so we are working together with a common cause of ending hunger around the world. And so we work with around a million people a year to both provide immediate humanitarian assistance to meet immediate needs to address hunger, and then also work with communities for long-term solutions to help make sure that people are fed, can produce food, can earn an income to feed their families for the future. And so we are doing this work around the world. And one of the big focuses of our work has been displacement, has been countries like South Sudan, like Syria and Lebanon, uh, like you know, Somalia, DR Congo, many countries around the world where there are large numbers of displaced people, both to help people meet those immediate needs, and then also in several cases begin begin creating new opportunities in the place that they find themselves in now. So yeah, we're working to address hunger in many different ways for displaced people and for others around the world.
So, for people who are listening today, I know you mentioned a little bit earlier, check out the website. What is the website if people would like to learn more or find some of the resources when it comes to the Canadian Foodgrains Bank and World Refugee Day?
Sure. Visit foodgrainsbank.ca. And yeah, we've got resources on there. We've got tools for worship and prayer. We've got just opportunities to make donations on there as well. Lots of different resources and information about World Refugee Day and our work.
Thank you so much for making time again. I do appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much, Colleen.